Well, good morning. Welcome to the porch. I'm John, the bearded Welshman. Drinking some green tea. It's a fine morning, Saturday morning. Been kind of a long week. Had issues with the computer. I work from home. This week I was working from down with my mom for a few days. My brother and his wife were away, so I went down to stay with her for a few days and work from down there. Had a little bit of a rough go getting the computer system up and running. I thought it was the internet service, and then it turns out it was just the system that we use for work just has problems here and there. So it was a nice little coincidence there, I guess. I don't know, but it's a good week. Got to see my mom and spend a little time with her, and then come home. So I'm home. It's good to be home. I like being home. So it's getting to be that time of year where we're coming up into fall, although it doesn't feel like it's like 70 degrees out right now. But we're starting to wind down from the summer and work our way into fall. We've had some really cool nights, which is nice, but the days are a little warm. And we haven't had any rain in a while. So we need the rain. So it's time to start getting the garden beds worked for the fall. Get them prepared for winter. And then I don't have to deal with that late on in the season. So got some big hedges to trim down too. It's just gonna take a while. So when you get out of your environment, you're used to your own environment. You have complete control. You have things you need to take care of. You know what you need to do. You have to get it done. And I'm a bit of a homebody. I like being home. So when I'm home, I love being on the porch. It's where I spend the majority of my time when I'm not doing things around the house, or when I'm taking a break from doing things around the house. It's where I spend the majority of my time. And this week, I was down, like I said, down to see Mom. And my wife, Mrs. Bearded Welshman, stayed back here and took care of the dogs and the home and stuff. But the whole time I was down here, I was thinking about what needs to be done at home. And I'm more comfortable at home. And don't get me wrong, I love visiting my family, but I do look forward to getting home. And there's just a lot of things that got to get done. But I needed to get down and see my mom. So I needed to get down and spend some time with her. But you get used to being in your environment, and when you're out of it, you're out of your comfort zone. And you have to adapt and you have to adjust. You have to make the best of it. So just one of those things, And then yesterday we went out for lunch, and excuse me, tired. When you don't sleep in your own bed, you don't sleep good. I'll tell you that right now. But we went out to lunch at this restaurant called the Chocolatier. It's at Hershey Park. It's right at the entrance. Really nice place to eat. My wife's birthday was the beginning of the month, so she's got all these birthday gift certificates and stuff. And you sign up with the restaurant, you can get a free entree or a free dessert. So we've been doing. We went out there and ran into an old classmate of mine, graduated with high school, and we got to reminiscing about people and people we haven't seen in years, and some of them I haven't seen since high school. Some of them I've seen them off and on over the past, I don't know, what is it, almost 40 years now. Um, and I found out a guy that I grew up with, graduated with his brother, but hung out with him too, and got to know him really well when I was an EMT. We were colleagues, and I found out yesterday that he had passed away back in April, I think April or May. And it hit me. I mean, it hit me really hard. He's just a great guy. Always make me laugh. He always made me feel good about myself whenever I was around him. And it just really hit me hard. Too young. It was rough, thinking about him. And I regret not spending more time with him through the years, but we moved away, and now my dog's gonna bark, and she just barks at everybody that walks by. Come sit down. Get in your chair. And there's been quite a few of my classmates that have passed on. And, I mean, they passed on at young ages. Two of them, three or four of them, 5 or 6 maybe, in their 40s, through various illnesses and stuff. And I don't feel like I'm 55. Yeah, that's the funny thing. I don't feel like I'm 55. And yeah, I'm gonna miss my friend. I can't imagine his brother and sister losing. I can't imagine losing a sibling. So my heart goes out to the family, even though it's how many months after the fact, but it's when I found out. And no, there's no newspapers anymore, so you don't peruse through the obituaries. I don't do Facebook, so I don't keep in touch via Facebook with things, and then you find out stuff like that. And it's just sad. Gone too soon. So rest in peace, Angelo. And the rest of your family, God bless you. He was a good EMT. He was a good man. Always, he had medical conditions all his life, but he was always cheerful. Always just fun to be around. He'd crack me up whenever I was around him. Love the guy for that. But rest in peace, brother. You will be missed. So. It makes you think, Makes you really think about people what they're doing. People you haven't seen since school. I loved my school years, all the way through. I mean, I loved every minute of it. I wasn't the best student, not the smartest chip in the computer, but I loved school. I loved being around my classmates. It was fun. My teachers. It was a lot of fun. And you think back and you look and you go, man, one day you're 16 and the next day you're in your 50s. So, and I can honestly say I never took things for granted much. I don't have regrets other than keeping in touch with people. But that's what happens. Life goes on. You raise a family, then your family starts raising their family, and you get busy, and everybody has their priorities and stuff. And, there's no regrets, and I miss some of those days. I do miss the good old days, as I would call them. But we're here now, and this is where we are. And you have to embrace where you are, We're so caught up in this garbage of looking young, and feeling young's one way, but looking young and the real feeling young is another thing. In here I feel like I'm a young man. But physically, no, I'm not. I can't do the things I used to do, and you have to embrace it. I don't mind getting gray. I don't mind getting wrinkly. I don't mind a receding hairline. We put so much on injections and creams, and you got to look this way and you got to look that way, and we don't embrace the wonderful process of aging and getting wiser and getting older and watching your family progress through life. There's much to enjoy in that. And I'm enjoying my grandchildren, enjoying watching my children start to have their families. And I have 2 grandchildren, 2 more on the way. And I'm loving life watching that. It's just a joy. So don't be afraid to, I know people that are afraid to grow up. They still act the way they were when they were in their teens and early 20s. And you're just, what's that song? I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good as I ever was. I'm as good once as I ever was. I think it was Toby Keith, the late Toby Keith. That's the way, we need to enjoy where we are. We need to embrace where we are in life. And we need to make the most of where we are in life. Anyhow. Rambling on. So it was good to get on here again. Got some things to do this weekend, but I want to rest up. My neck's been bothering me a lot lately. Those of you that know, I've had rods in my neck, and it's been a long, hard process since 2019. Pain every day, but you get used to it. You deal with it. Some days it's worse than others, and you just deal with it. You rest when you need to, you move when you have to, and you deal with it. And I got no medications. I don't take anything. Truck's going by. I don't take anything than like ibuprofen for the inflammation every now and then to help out, because I don't want to be on drugs. Don't want to do the CBD thing. Tried it. Doesn't work. So I don't want to do the CBD. I don't want to, everybody's like, get the medical marijuana. I never had it. Never tried it. Never will. Don't desire to. I don't want it. I'd just rather deal with it. Grin and bear it. Get through it. Anyhow, I hope you all have a good week, and I'll see you on the next one. God loves you. I love you. God bless. Light 'em up.